The intent of the project was to try and mitigate the erosion that was happening on Emigrant Creek. A lot of materials falling into that creek. The farmer was saying that up to 300 mils a year, which works out to be about 240 cubic metres of soil was falling into the water every year just on this stretch alone. So our goal was to mitigate that. The process we came up with in consultation with some consultants and the client from local land service was to build what's called an embayment area. The intent of that is to propagate mangroves on, and those mangroves will do the bulk of the work with binding all the soil together. On top of that, we realised that we had to maintain the farmer's land. The land is lower than the actual high water mark of the river, so without the levee that runs through it, this land would flood. On top of that, we installed a timber structure, as you can see, all along its outside bend to help mitigate with wash erosion and flood impacts and improve the habitat.
Namely on this site, we're trying to mitigate against sediment intrusion into the river by consolidating the bank face with erosion control work. The experience that SoilCon has, it allows us to continue with our project management, which is quite a large project, and allows us to continue on with that work while allowing a high level of technical skill to be applied through SoilCon, including all the various insurances that come with SoilCon's experience and business capability. So for us, it was all about trying to share the best possible resources, but be confident that we could deliver this project on time and on budget.
Mangroves naturally seed in June and July, so the goal was to get the embayment area completed before all that seed hit the river, so it was ready to germinate immediately and we didn't have to wait till the next season. A few of the major challenges we had were that this river, Emigrant Creek, is it's tidally influenced. We had to manage building a new levee using the old levee in accordance with the tidal fluctuations. Another challenge was to get the height of the embayment area just spot on so mangroves would propagate. To do that, we engaged some surveyors along with ecologists to jump over the other side of the river and find the lowest point that mangroves would grow naturally and replicate that on our worksite. The main benefits of the project were to improve the water quality in Emigrant Creek and therefore in the Richmond River. We're also improving fish habitat by both the mangroves and the timber structures that we placed in there. We're reducing the wash on the riverbank, so the potential for erosion, through the timber structure that will deflect wave action. We also laid the bank back to a 1 in 3 grade, so that will stop it crumbling and falling off. Lowering the embayment area down to the median tide will keep that soil saturated and less likely to fall apart. Another benefit is that the landowner's infrastructure and farm is being protected by an increased levee that is higher and more robust than the one we started with.